Hello and welcome back to INMR, where in today's podcast I'm going to be doing the player ratings for the Brighton versus Crawley match. Brighton won 4-0 in the second round of the Carabao Cup. I'm very happy with the win, of course, but obviously the dampener is that Matt O'Reilly got injured from a shocking challenge, which we'll obviously get onto. We're going to rate all of the players, all the subs, and then I'll let you know my man of the match. So let's get straight into it with Bart Verbruggen. He was alert when needed to be, but he didn't have loads to do. Obviously, he had more to do than you originally anticipated because it is a League One side. He had a few spills, which of course is expected, seeing as he's coming back from injury. He's had a long time off because of the Euros as well. It's good to see him back, but it wasn't his best performance. But, you know, he kept a clean sheet. He was solid enough. I'm glad to have him back for Arsenal as well. Obviously, Jason Still's been decent for the first two games, but it's good to have an established and top-level goalkeeper like Verbruggen for that Arsenal game. Next up is Amari Samuels. Once again, nothing special. He's someone that I think could do with a loan, in my opinion. I didn't really notice him other than the error in the second half. Obviously, there's a long way for him to go, lots of development to go on there, but overall he was all right, nothing special. Tariq Lamptey, he was better in the second half. I thought in the first half he was beaten far too easily one-on-one, and then when he did win it back, he lost the ball fairly easily as well. He lost possession 11 times in that game, and of course had that error leading to a shot on goal. But as the game went on, he sort of got into it a bit more, improved, and was linking up well down the right flank. So once again, another player that was average. Igor was brilliant. I thought in the challenges he was very dominant, especially against the Crawley players who were more physical than most teams we've come up against in recent times. Some strong challenges, but Igor dealt with it really well. And then once he won the ball back, he was very positive as well. He played 7 passes into the final third, very progressive, and won 100% of his tackles. So I was really impressed with Igor. Webster, I think he stepped up really well to taking the captain's armband. A great header to get his goal. He doesn't score them often, so it's nice when he does. I think it was a solid display. He led by example. He obviously reacted positively to being given the captain's armband, which was good to see. And that was one of his better performances I've seen live. He made 8 passes into the final third and had a 95% passing accuracy, so same as Igor. Very positive when he won the ball back, and of course he made a great challenge to prevent them scoring when their forward was through on goal as well. Yasin Ayari, he was a nuisance in midfield once again. We've seen him do that plenty of times now, just causing issues. He created one chance. He was fouled loads, so he never really got a chance to have the ball for a long time to make a massive impact in the middle. He did enough to earn a higher score, but he did enough to get a higher score than Samuels and Lamptey. It's good to see him get a full 90. Obviously someone that I'm very excited to see this season, gaining some minutes. I really hope we don't send him out on loan, because I'm enjoying watching him in the Premier League. I actually think he's better amongst those Premier League players that are maybe more technical. Although he was once again a nuisance in that midfield, we've seen him perform better against the likes of Everton because there's less just jumping into challenges, which the Crawley players were doing, and more of actually a thought out process of playing football with these Premier League sides, which Yasin Ayari obviously has the technical ability to get around. Matt O'Reilly, obviously I can't rate because he only played 5 minutes. Such a shame for him to get injured so early on into his Brighton career. It was really excited to see him, but it was a horrible tackle. How Jay Williams wasn't carded, I don't know. Really, really unnecessary. From what I've seen online, it's apparently a high ankle sprain, which if he needs surgery, that's going to take 6 to 10 weeks for him to recover, which is obviously gutting. We've got some really important games coming up that are winnable games after the Arsenal one, which I think he would have really shone in. So it's, yeah, like I say, a massive shame that we hardly got to see him. Jeremy Sarmiento, I thought another one who was much better in the second half. It was a lovely finish for his goal, and he created another 2 chances as well. I think sometimes he needs to be a bit more selfish. He had a clear-cut opportunity to get a brace, and he decided to square it to Enciso, who we'll get onto in a minute, I think struggling with confidence. Of course, I get he's trying to set up his mate to try and boost his confidence, but I think in that situation, he needs to be a bit more ruthless. Maybe he would have done in a more competitive game, but that's just something I would have liked to see from him. He was causing real havoc for Crawley, 10 touches in their penalty area, and of course, as I say, the goal to top it off. He's reportedly got a medical at Burnley today, so we'll see how that goes. But regardless of what happens this year, if he's a first team starter in the Championship, brilliant, but if he gets his opportunity in a Brighton shirt as well, I'm fine with that. Simon Adingra opened the scoring. It was a lovely finish for the goal, but not much else to note from him. He wasn't on his top form, but he was still obviously good enough to get past the League One standard. of players he was up against. He attempted 8 dribbles, only 2 of them were successful, so obviously not as ruthless in the 1v1s as usual, and he also lost possession 15 times. Carlos Baleba was my man of the match. He was also the man of the match at the stadium on the night. He was brilliant from start to finish, and in my opinion he has to start in the Premier League, especially now with Matt O'Reilly not going to be able to play. I think he needs to start over James Milner just to sort of break up that play against Arsenal, as he did do this evening. Brilliant assist. He was just everywhere. He won 13 duels, created 3 chances. Any spell of play, Baleba was involved, and he was excellent. That was a really, really great performance. And Ciso, it was a brilliant skill for the assist, but I do still think he's lacking confidence and conviction in front of goal. He had a 59% pass accuracy and 3 shots off target, and as I said earlier, Jeremy Sarmiento tried to set him up for that chance and he missed it. With the Chelsea and Man City goals, the year we got European football, as he struck it, you knew he believed it was going in, whereas yesterday I felt like as he was shooting, he didn't even believe he was going to score, and it was almost like he wasn't trying as he lined up to take the shot, which was weird because it was just after he got the assist as well, so you'd assume his confidence would be a lot higher. I think it's just a mental barrier at the moment, so hopefully when he gets over that, he'll start performing better. But overall, as I say, there was just a bit too much hesitation and a lack of belief in his game yesterday. Marco Mani got his first team goal for Brighton. He came on much earlier than expected, of course, replacing Matt O'Reilly. There's still loads to develop on for him, but of course that Portsmouth loan that's coming up is going to do that for him. Apart from the goal, there wasn't much else to report on him. As I say, great to see him get his goal, but not a lot else that impressed me from him. Pervis Estupiñán made his return. Of course, he was a bit rusty, but once again, it's another one that is nice to see back. It was good link-up play with Adingra down the left-hand side, but he did miss that big chance towards the end. Cam Perpignan came on towards the end as well. It was a great delivery to get the assist for Webster's goal. He only had 5 touches but didn't put a foot wrong, 100% pass accuracy, and as I say, that brilliant corner to set up the 3rd goal. I think he's another player that would benefit from a loan move. I can't see him getting a lot of minutes even as a sub this season, so hopefully before deadline day we can get him off to maybe a League One or Championship side for regular minutes. Jensen Weir, I didn't really notice him. He was obviously on just for 10 minutes to see the game out. He completed 6 out of his 7 passes, another one that didn't put a foot wrong. But yeah, as I say, you can't really rate somebody that played 10 minutes and attempted 7 passes. And of course, it's going to be the same case for Adela Fire. Didn't notice him either. He made 1 pass, had 6 touches. So they stay on fairly low ratings. So that's all the players. Of course, Baleba was my man of the match with an 8.2. Igor shortly behind on an 8.1. The draw for round 3 is this evening, so we'll find out our opponent then. But that is where I'm going to end today's podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you in the next one.